All right, welcome back. Let's talk about this guy. His name is they call him Steve the Dean. I've actually followed him a long time, on and off. I'll just see him in YouTube streets, like as far back as a long time, 10 years, maybe 10 years, long time. I used to look at him like because I didn't have much experience with. I didn't have much experience with. I was married, but I didn't have much experience with the nature of
Beauty.
so I would look at him like this guy is crazy. He would just say some outright, and he's actually, to me, it's not harsh at all today. Like it's so balanced right now, maybe because I have reality and I can understand things better from an emotional level. But he would say some things back then, maybe they were too vulgar. I'm vulgar too, but I don't jump on the internet and start becoming vulgar. But anyway, there's this video here. I want to talk about pre-prenup 101. Speaking of prenup, let's to talk about Hakimi. Hakimi is still educating us. Can you imagine that? I told you it's a gift that keeps giving too, right? Because the way people reacted to it was just very scary. That's the heart of men with respect to marriages in that space. And we needed to address this, so I can't shame people for reacting the way they reacted. They're just real conversations we needed to have. Okay, so here there's this new term, pre-prenup. I created a pre-prenup, but he said it in a different way, and I want us to listen to this video together, and then let's hear about it. Let's play it. Fair use. Shout out to Anton Daniels. I stole this from his platform. Well, I'm using it within the fair use guidelines from his platform, not stole. Okay.
Yeah, we're looking. This is the problem with society today, because we're looking at somebody else's pockets. Now, I can definitely talk about.
It said we're looking at, gentlemen, this lesson is particularly for you and anybody that has sons. Men, you cannot be overly obsessed with other people's pockets. Your reaction to this Hakimi story was highly representative. Is that a right way to say that? My Oyibo is too much. They be telling me, Auntie B tell me all the time. Indicative, indicative, right? Well, the response that we got to that Hakimi story highly indicates, let me say it that way, how you've been, your pocket watching. And it's bad. You're pocket watching, not just money wise, but you're too concerned about other men's activities. You're overly obsessed with other men's activities, and then you're taking your eyes off of your own business. You're not minding your own business. You're not minding the business that pays you, and you're misfiring all over the place. Gentlemen, we gotta pay attention to that. Okay. So he said
today, because we're looking at somebody else's pockets. Now, I can definitely talk about no man should give his mommy his money to protect him. That's soft as fuck.
That is soft, gentlemen. That is not heroic behavior. Okay. That is soft. I don't know if I said it that way, but he's speaking my language. Okay. Oh, give my mommy to protect my money. That sounds soft. Okay. I don't know how else to tell you. That's another person tell you. Indicative. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. That's human growth right there, Ola. Yeah. So that's soft. Okay. Do you need me to spell out what soft means? I don't know. There's no men that want to be soft, but we're seeing more and more men are soft. It's everywhere. And you can see how they reacted to the Hakimi story.
Mm-hmm. But with that being said,
wait, let me go back a little bit. Soft. Check out the gentleman in red. Just look at this reaction. Let me make this a little bigger. I want you to see this clearly. I want you to pay attention to his reaction.
It's fuck society today, because we're looking at somebody else's pockets. Now, I can definitely talk about no man should give his mommy his money to protect him. That's soft as fuck. Mm-hmm. But with that being said,
it was this young lady. It's like, wait, what? Yes, it's soft. Gentlemen, it's soft. Okay.
When are the men going to start to have mental prenups?
He calls it mental prenup. I call it the pre-prenup. Before you start talking about prenup, Do you realize that you're actually the one you need to be protecting yourself against the most? Have I said that a few times today so far? Yes, ladies, you too. You're actually protecting yourself against yourself for the most part. If you're not paying attention to that, hey, you will collect, because you'll be focusing on the wrong thing. You'll be focusing on other people. You think other people are trying to get you. Actually, you're your own worst enemy in these conversations. It's not directly because of your blind spot, right? Either you fall in love too much or you're overly reactive to everything. You're triggered by everything. Before they say yeah, you say why, right?
Meaning that
pre-prenup, mental prenup. Before you enter nuptial agreement at all, are you even prepared as a person?
before I walk out that door, this is the standard I'm going to have from before.
See, he's like, he was done. Like, Jesus, this is long talk. Can we just keep it straightforward? 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2. Can we protect ourselves from these evil gold diggers? That's what he wants to talk about. This guy is going too deep it's too deep for him. Okay, I don't know that. I'm just guessing.
I walk out that door, this is the standard I'm going to have for myself. What is meeting a woman to me?
The standard I have for myself. What do I tell you about self-love all the time? Self-respect, self-love, self-respect, self-esteem. Because people will mimic the level of self-respect and self-love you have for yourself. If people are disrespecting you, the first person to look at before you move an inch is the mirror. How did you get here? Okay. Look at the man in the mirror. Say, what happened was,
me? What is dating a woman to me? What is having a relationship with a woman to me? What is having or living with a woman? What is engagement? What is
the one that Auntie Paul, Dr. Paul, Brother Paul told us not to worry about? Me. No. Actually, it's you that you need to be worried about in all types of way. That person is not necessarily your enemy yet. We're not even talking about that yet. If ever. Probably never. If you figure this part out right first. Your self-esteem, self-respect, self-love. Come on. When men talk sometimes on this internet, like, come on, have some self-respect. Like, come on, man.
marriage? What is fatherhood? What is kids? And
Fatherhood.
we don't go out that door with any of these thoughts. We just walk out there and say, just because she's got a fat ass and some titties, I want to get at her. She give me some.
Or worse, just because I know some math, I know some formulas. Now I'm ready for marriage because I can add 1 together with 10 to make 11. Right? No, what he said is actually much more accurate. Majority, no matter how loud they bark, if they see fathers and big titties, they lose their mind though. I'll show you an example in a second.
Play. We have this happily ever after. We have all these problems. That's
happily ever after. That means you fall in love with your small head.
Couples, you know.
TD Overdraft Relief gives you extra time to...
Pardon the ad. Pay the bills. Pay the bills. All right, back to that.
But yeah, they like, we have problems, but that's what lovers do and all that bullshit. Listen, and I'm not.
Yeah, a lot of men will say, we kind of have problem, but that's what, you know, women do that too. Oh, we just argue every now and then. Like, so while you might be feeling that way, the other person's probably holding big time resentment. They might just pull the trigger, pull the rug from under you all the way because you didn't see it coming, right?
And I don't want to knock a lot of people. Everybody's living. Some people are living paycheck to paycheck. So this ain't for you.
It is though. It is because half of 40.
Remember what we talked about a few days ago, and to be, this is like, you don't have the kind of money we're talking about. Why are you concerned? Let's see what this brother has to say. He said it is though, right?
This ain't for you.
It is though. It is because half of $45,000. If it's fucking gone, you got 20, and your ass is broke. What you mean, bro?
But
you're already broke at $45,000. This guy is talking about, half of 45,000 is 20. You're already broke at $45,000. Just FYI, just in case you don't know. I'm not shaming you. $45,000. I guess you can manage, but if somebody has to come and steal that and now you're broke, no, you were already broke. You just didn't know. Okay, that's one. Number two, no, $45,000 is nothing. Okay, you shouldn't be having this conversation. But I hear you. You want to protect your little $45,000 a year, but whatever, man. Whatever, man. Big ways of way. This is a grown man dropping practical gems, and I hope that young men are listening to him. Coconut head, they won't listen until they collect premium breakfast first. They won't listen.
That are you looking at her books? Or before you even bring her into your kingdom, are you doing?
Remember, why is she asking for 50%? 50% of what are we asking for? Do you even know what we're talking about? What about your own stuff? Are you even paying attention to your own finances that much?
The credit check, background check. Are you checking her finances and money?
It's not about her. It's about me and what I have and what the fuck she can take if she leaves my ass and I need to protect her.
Why marry her then?
Right.
Did you know another grown man was hiding under that face hat right there? Right? It's like, why marry her then? Yes, there's still a few people out here trying to help these young kids and a bunch of overgrown adolescents, men that don't know what they're talking about. Okay, there's still a few. Okay, so we have some hopes. I feel good. He said, why Mr. 1950? Clearly he must have been born in 1950. Why marry her then? It's a 70-year-old man right there.
So don't get a prenup. Like there's nigga, I'm older than you think, and I see all these 30.
What did he say? He got defensive. He said, I'm older than you think. Nobody asked you what your age was, sir. Older than what do you think I thought? As I can see, you're a grown man. There are 55-year-old men who think exactly like he does. Okay? Why? For good reasons. They might consider good reasons. I just don't want to. What did Rebecca said earlier? Maybe they are afraid of all this, losing all their fortune just because of divorce. Right? Your
marriage is just fucking gone. What you mean? People fucking change and they want the fuck out, bro. What you mean?
So
he said, and before you know it, the marriage is gone. They just want out. That's how he thinks of it.
What you mean? People fucking change and they want the fuck out, bro.
They just want out.
So I hear you, and I hear you. Like if you're looking at marriage as a business deal, then I agree with you.
Oh, the person that owns the platform thinks of marriage as business, which is false. Okay. The least thing that marriage is business. It could be business because it's contract, but the larger part of it is a covenant. Is people literally sign their life away. You can't think of that as business, right? If you're going to think of it as just business, it's just business or business first. Listen, you're better off staying single. I keep telling you, okay? Because the biggest benefit you're going to get out of marriage is not business. It's not business, okay? Marriage is a leverage. It's a point of leverage. It's a life hack. Right? It's a life hack. Let me see if I still have that thing here really quickly. There's something I used to show here. I still have it, I think. I hope so. Bennett, 7 purposes of marriage. Right? Number 1, romance. You're all lover boys. Stop the cap. Okay? Companionship. What did I say? All of you involved in this conversation, you're all lover boys.
Stop the cap.
Companionship, you want it now. Not only now, you're going to need it when you do get old. Family and legacy, of course. Multiplying and nation building. Number 5, a legal life hack. As in the state recognizes it and they literally pay you money for being in it. So I'm not saying you should just run into it because of that. I'm just telling you that's one of it, right? Number 6, significance and recognition. That's a basic human need. I don't know what to tell you. Our society, Nigerians love marriage. It's not just Nigerians. The whole world respect anybody that's married. That's just on the period. It's just what it is. You might think of it as right or wrong. I don't know, but it is what it is. Okay? Personal growth. Your best growth will happen inside of a marriage. Okay? Inside of it, not outside of it. Maybe on the other side of experiencing it. It could be after divorce. Okay? But your personal growth is not going to happen until you experience marriage. It might, but not at that level. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the best version of it. When you enter marriage, either you stay in it or you end up on the other side, you will experience certain types of growth that just wasn't, that you couldn't have any other way. Okay? Let's continue this.
But see, when you look at it, see, I look at it in God's eyes, right? He definitely gave me the spirit in order to lead right, in order to choose right. Choosing your wife is probably the most important thing you will ever do in your life.
It is.
The problem is that a lot of men.
Before you buy $1 million view like this.
He was tired of hearing that old man, quote unquote old man. He was spitting wisdom, but he was tired of it. Here's guys again.
Believe that. Look, if she deserved to be in the seat, to carry my last name, to carry my kids, do you think this woman doesn't deserve to have whatever I have? Like if you're
You know what they'll say? They'll say, "No, if she's leaving, if she's staying, yes." Well, it's the attitude. The problem is the attitude. Okay. You know, we always say women have attitude. Well, that attitude right there, she will not leave you and will actually take everything. Why? Because you're operating from a place of blind spot. You are defensive, right? She'll take everything. Listen, even if she get to take not a dime, remember you're a lover boy. The last thing you want is for your wife to leave you. That's not what you wanted. Stop the cap, okay? Stop the cap.
looking at it in a sense of, okay, I'm a millionaire and she has absolutely nothing. Well, I don't view her as having absolutely nothing. I view her as having value that's worth more than my $1 million. And so what the thing is that when you view women,
If the way I view my wife is exactly that way, it's like, why would I view my wife otherwise? I'm talking about my wife, right? But hey, if I'm thinking divorce, I'm thinking, oh, she might just want to leave after 2 years. You're right. I might view her as, make she no go come be a gold digger. And in that case, that's why I'm telling you, stay away from marriage, because it's not worth it. You will attract what you fear the most. It will happen. Exactly. Listen, the universe will agree with you. Even if it's subtle, even if it's subconscious. So you really need to work on yourself. Whatever is creating fear for you, make sure you address it before you enter another situation, because you will attract what you fear the most. It's just the way these things work. Okay? Because remember, we're not talking about something tangible or physical now. We're talking about at emotional, spiritual levels. Okay? This is the way you will move. Because of that fear, you will attract exactly what you're fearing the most. Okay?
in a sense of just currency, then of course you're going to have problems.
You're going to have
But
problems.
I view women as value because I know the leadership that I have, her value is going to increase what I have times 10. And see, that is where most men fail, because they think, oh, well, I have these two pennies to rub together, but I don't want her to have one of these pennies. And even if I was a millionaire, how about you get the knowledge of understanding who's right for you? See, I'm a man of experience. And the thing is, I've always had, hey, I'm
That man
a
is 3
ladies'
years
guy.
older than my father.
I have never had a problem. So my thing is, a lot of men don't have enough experience to understand who's wrong or right. Again, when you value the bottom half and not the upper half, then what you do is you go in it thinking,
Think about that. You value the bottom half. Ladies, the same message goes for you. Those of you that want to, because you've had some bad experience or you've had people that have it, and the only thing you can think of is just red. You gotta be careful with that. If all you're concerned about is the bottom half, that's what I call you're playing defense. You can't win the game of life if all you're doing is playing defense. No one can score on you, you're right. But there's an active marketplace, there's an active league playing. You will get left out, okay? Because everybody else will advance to the next level, okay? You need to learn how to play offense. Not offense against your partner, but you and your partner against the forces of darkness, the forces of this world, because there's more than enough of it that will tackle. If your situation is that good, oh yes, you will be a target point. It's just the way life works. But if you're not going in it with the attitude that, oh, wherever I'm going into with this, we're going to lock arms together and fight, no cracks in the wall, because right? Because it takes a crack. It takes just one little slight division between you two. It could be mindset, and then the devil will enter and take over. And I agree with you essentially, because after all, you created a division.
okay, she's pretty. I mean, she'll be great with me. I mean, that's all surface level things. Like, I'm thinking 10 years from now.
All surface level things that won't matter anymore just 10 years from now. Okay, that's what everyone is concerned about. Unfortunately, sadly, that's what everybody's concerned about. Protect myself, make your own money, protect your money. What money? What money are you talking about? Even if it's millions of dollars that we're talking about. Anyway, Intercontinental Breakfast is doing press ups. Yes, so you get his key. Kathy says, I'm curious, Ola, how come you think differently from a lot of men? I know it's not related to the life, but did it take work? Yes, it took work. It took losing my marriage first. She filed for divorce first. We didn't go through with it. She came back home after a week of filing divorce. But yes, I hit my rock bottom first before I could listen. I had coconut head too. Listen, anything I tell you is because I can relate, okay? I had coconut head too. And, it took a while. It took a minute, Experience is the best teacher, The closest thing to experience is coaching, mentorship. But even at that, that's just something to guide you. You need to have your own experience, Everyone is book smart these days. And that's part of the problem. And it's kind of weird for me to say that. As you can imagine, right? Why would I say book smart is, well, they know too much, but very little wisdom when it comes to application. So yeah, it took a while. Once they start cursing, I just shut down. It was so defensive, he's not listening. Yeah, it was done. Coconut head is everywhere. As in, I cannot engage people like that. Anyway, I think I have one more to cover. I am way over time, but let's see if we can do justice with this last one. What I'll do tomorrow is, I'm looking at the time right now. It's either, there's just so much material that, we want to cover it all, right? So we shall see.